Hello everyone, still setting up a little bit here, but I figured I wouldn't just leave you all hanging. Get camera out. Also camera mode, stream. There it is. I need to, turn off flying. Let's just put it right about here. And then anchor to local. Actually, anchor to world. I'll line myself up a little. I need to put it down further. Because I want to catch all of me, not just some of me. Cameras are weird. Good enough. Set to local. Ta-da. We have a camera that I'm not mad at. And some trees behind us. That's always good. All right. Let's see if anybody's shown up. Wow. A lot of people have. Hello, everyone. Hello, Denny, Wild, and Eric Foxy. Welcome to all of you. I apologize for ignoring you there at first, as I was still making things right, because I'm bad at things. Hopefully everything's coming through okay. Yep, I see audio is blooping. We're blooping. We're streaming. We're recording. We've got all of the ducks in a row. Huzzah! I guess we can have fun. So, as usual, welcome to my stream. It's lovely to see all of you floofs here. Today, just picked a random location to be, and I end up in the putt-putt world. In case I feel like playing putt-putt while we're here. Who knows? Depends on how bored I get. I have that option. Though, to be honest, we have a con to talk about, so I'm pretty sure I have enough things to keep us busy. You had a birthday? Well, happy birthday, Denny. I hope it was that good. I'm glad you had a great Saturday. This Saturday, I went to Sam's Club. Exciting. Grocery shopping. Woo! Raise the roof, kids. I still need to get it together and go through Gravity sketch tutorials. I want to make my own Fox. I hope you do. And you also got your new CPU on that day, Denny. Awesome. Welcome to the i5-itudes. I'm looking forward to new computers next year. We're looking probably next summer to do our base hardware. Graphics cards are really good since we got those this last year, 3080s. Still very happy with those, but our 5 or 6 year old i7s are starting to see their temporal age. And when you're replacing that, you got to replace the motherboard, new RAM most likely, unless we get something that uses DDR4. Who knows? I want to get an M.2 primary boot drives for us because we're still using SATA SSD, because at the time that was M.2 for any size was expensive, but SATA SSD was relatively cheap, so that's what we ended up with, and that's where we are. Hello, Fopsy Floof. 10th gen still feels new. I'm not even sure what generation ours is, to be honest. 5 or 6 years ago, that's all I know for sure. I forget the names, I don't know the generations. Might be a bit of rational concern, but part of me don't want to use a public avatar or just tweak an existing one. I want to be me proper. I can understand that. This particular bunny you see before you is a purchased base, and my lovely Fopsy Woo did the recolor for me to make it a more proper daisy pink. So, it's not entirely unique to me, but I've got it made to be a lot more me than it was when it started. And there are plenty of out there that if you get at least like a basic purchased avatar base, they come with enough color options, clothing options by default. If not, you can even a lot of times buy clothing options for them so that you can make them more you, so that, well, I don't know, maybe I found a different outfit for the bunny. And then I found a different hairstyle I can get snapped on. And I got the Fopsy to make me a bit of a texture redo so that it has a prettier pink. The pink default on this was like a light tan. It wasn't even pink. This is pink. I had to use Substance Painter. It was annoying to say the least. I believe Fopsy did this one in the recolor in GIMP. So just opening the texture file and changing the base color to the prettier pink. And then fudging around with the edges to make the color edges look right. Because someone's really skilled at stuff and I'm not. Well, I know a few of you are curious, and I am here to talk today about my main topic. Oh, ad break. Yeah, I was about to start my main topic, and then the ads hit. Because timing. Timing. For anyone that's sitting here that is not currently watching an ad, just to let you know, ads from the stream on Wednesday of last week were by far my highest ads ever on a stream. I think it was like 71 cents for ads. So I'm like, wow. Yes, it was a 3-hour stream, but 71 cents. That's actually really good. Adgar's blocking the ads on Twitch mobile. Well, at least you're hearing me babble. I use Twitch mobile occasionally when I'm on my lunch break and sitting on the couch because I don't want to turn my laptop on just to watch, Heartwood keep streaming. And I don't want to dedicate the TV to that. That's when I'm actually, one of the few times I actually watch things on the YouTube streaming. Boop-a-doo. We should be about done. Oh, we're back. Thank you, my love. Welcome back. Now, as I was about to start saying, as the ad started, the main topic for today is Anthrocon. Sit down, strap in. This is going to be a ride. Albeit, I'm going to label it as an overall really good experience. I am not just straight up here to complain about this, though there are definitely some down points. Mostly near to the the last couple of days. So, our journey starts on Wednesday morning, a couple of weeks ago, the 28th or whatever it was. My beep-de-beep alarm woke me up right at 9 o'clock. Got out of bed, got myself all situated, packed the rest of the essentials into the car. The things I could not be using for the rest of the night, like the toothbrush and the toothpaste. If I had known you were at AC, I would have looked for it. Aw, I'm sorry, Bacon Mutt. If I would have seen you, I would have hugged you. No pizzas were harmed, I hope. We'll get to that. So everything went pretty swimmingly. We actually got out of the house pretty close to when I was expecting to, so that's a good sign. drank 2 double shots of espresso to make sure my eyeballs were fully functional. Put a couple of Diet or Pepsi Zeros in the cup holders. And we drove. Only a little bit of snafus on the driving. I didn't miss any turns this year like I have in previous years because smart. And pays attention to the road and not talking to one's husband, wife while you're driving to keep yourself conscious. So we did successfully stay on 30 all the times we were supposed to. Hello, Ice Toast. Welcome to I'm just starting to talk about Anthrocon tonight. I haven't gotten there yet. I mean, like, I'm still in my story in the car. So you didn't miss much yet. And if you ever do miss much, the VODs will be up there pretty much immediately, and then in like 2 days on YouTube as well, because it takes time to upload things. Car didn't make any more unusual noises than usual. Did our planned rest breaks of the Flying J just before we leave Indiana. That's only like 10 to 20 minutes on the road. And then the Ohio greeting station just before we leave Ohio to fill the tank up so that I know that I can get back to Ohio without having to put gas in the car again. I don't like paying Pennsylvania tax levels on gas because that's ranking right around the anywhere from 60 cents to $1 more from what it seems. So there was a good bit of construction this year on the way to. A lot less on the way home, surprisingly, but there was more on the way there. And the 5-hour trip turned into right at 6 hours. Not terrible, just an extra hour in the car, but believe me, by the time you've been in a car for 6 hours and had only 2 brief rest breaks, one of which was at the very, very, very beginning, your butt's telling you you've been in the car for too long. I'm sure the car probably wasn't very happy being at a full packed load for 6 hours. Not necessarily maximum weight, but probably getting up there. Everything worked out. We unloaded the car at the Drury. Getting into that turnaround to do the unload is really, really tight. If you drive even a moderately wide car, don't even try. Because immediately you make a right turn into there off of Grant Street in downtown Pittsburgh, and there are walls on both sides of you that I'm happy that my little Dodge Caliber, the mirrors don't smack on the sides of. So, successfully got up there. I don't know anyone that can make that hairpin turn to be facing back to the exit direction without doing at least one backup. And we did, of course. Unloading went smoothly. We got everything up to our hotel room, which was amazingly the exact same hotel room we had last year. Not kidding. Room 628, which is all the way on the far end of the Drury. That's not a bad thing, mind you. That means we are right across from the back elevators. You walk out of our doors and you take 10 steps and you're in an elevator. And in that section of the hotel, 6th floor is the top floor. So we were where an elevator is always parked. So you press that button, it's pretty much guaranteed you're going down within a few seconds. Everything worked out well with the room setup as well. We were able to get a rollaway bed for our, this year, 5th humanoid that was in there. We had a Tavy staying with us, and it was really nice spending time with him. He didn't show up until Thursday evening, but the rollaway bed was there from the get-go, so everything was set to go. We brought most of the snack food for the room, as usual, because that's something I am actually good at planning. Some things that went over as expected. Oatmeal cream pies, trail mix packets. The beef jerky was really, really a hit this year, so I will look for those individual beef jerky sticks again next year, because, hey, portable plus instant protein, and it was 15 of them for a very small amount at Sam's Club. That's totally a win. The little baggies of beef jerky didn't go over as well. I think none of those got eaten at the actual con. So I'll just try and stick to the sticks next year. I don't mind. Hey, makes life easier. Well, the four of us at day one there, as we finished unloading and basic unpacking, get the heads out and make sure we didn't lose anything. Spoiler, we did find the one thing we thought we'd lost. Got it out and found it, and yay, it was there. And we ate a lovely dinner first night at August Henry's. Why did we eat at August Henry's the first night? Because it's right across from the Marriott. It is visible distance from the front doors of the convention center, meaning as soon as the con starts and people realize where it is, it's going to be an hour or two wait. And that's a really good hamburger. So it's a good way to start the con, was with a really, really yummy burger. I specifically got on mine mushrooms, onion straws, and bacon. And it was delicious. Only problem we had there was waiting for the check. Not that big of a deal, but man, did it feel like we were stuck for a while. Still, food was good. No problems. We haven't picked up the one thing we did legit forget to pick up on bring with us, which was the isopropyl alcohol and a spritz bottle for sanitizing fursuits. Go figure, you're going to forget something, and now we have like 8th or 9th little spray bottles we have purchased due to forgetting to bring them with us to CODs. That's called being smart. Yeah, one of these days we're going to remember those consistently. Not a big expense, and Rite Aid was right around the corner. So, pick up, grab, check out, and head back. Beds at the Drury, excellently comfortable as expected. Really nice place to stay. Love it as always. First night I did successfully fursuit. I put on Mewtwo, no clothes on him this round, and I went over to the Westin and buzzed about a little bit. Keep it set in the car. I really should, but I forget. Yeah, that might be one of those things we should probably stash in the car. The problem is we'd have to put definitely an unopened isopropyl alcohol in the car, because I've had enough times where even a closed tight bottle, you come home and the back seat smells like isopropyl because it ended up on its side and it leaked. Yeah, that's annoying. While I walked around the hotel the first day, which is almost always going to be a non-attention trip, because there's barely anybody there Wednesday night hanging out. Though you'd think they'd be hanging out because there's nothing else to do, and quite a few people are there as of Wednesday night, so they're there for Thursday morning to get registration done. But I did run into one person I specifically note who actually called me over and wanted to tell me how pretty Mewtwo was. And that was Grandma Kage. So, she spent some time telling me I was pretty. I made sure and told her she was pretty too because, well, she is. She's a pretty lady. But yes, Mama of the con chair specifically pointed me out and wanted to tell me how pretty I was. So, yay. Good way to start the day. They do tend to leak. Yes, they do. Rubbing alcohol for cleaning controllers. Yes, Grandma Kage. as far as rubbing alcohol for the fursuit heads and bodies and things, just make sure you cover up any airbrushing and or eyes. And use a 50-50 water to isopropyl mix. Make sure you take into consideration the value that is the isopropyl you have in front of you. Like 92%, you need to have just over half being isopropyl. 70%, you need closer to like 2/3 of the alcohol of the bottle because it's already a 70-30 mix. Nice quick spritz in the body after you're out. It does keep you a lot cleaner and a lot less germy. And we all want to be less germy and stank, because it makes your hotel room smell like a doctor's office for about 20 minutes, but it's worth it because it airs out fast. That's the first time hearing about Grandma Kage. I only knew of Kage because of furry YouTubers. Oh, yes. His mom always has been spending her time at the cons. As far as back as I remember, she's usually been in the con store or whatever iteration it became. And she's still kicking, still having fun. She loves going to the con. Thursday morning, we woke up and had our free breakfast at the hotel. I successfully woke up every morning of the convention right at about 8 on like 8:05 or 8 on the penny-ish. So that's pretty good, so I didn't sleep in. Plenty of time to put on pants, go downstairs, and get some breakfast before 10 a.m. when they stop the buffet at the Drury. Free brekkie, always a good way to start a con day, because that means you had some food in you, you had some protein, probably some caffeine and some sugar, and things to get you going and a little something to keep you stable. I think every day we were there were scrambled eggs, sausage patties, biscuits, sausage gravy, and little like home fry type potatoes. Not to mention the waffles, how a hotel has the waffle makers there. And toast products like raisin toast and bagels and things. And of course, coffee. And Drury has a soda fountain with Coke products in it that is complimentary to its guests. That is on during any of the 2 meal times, breakfast and dinner. So anywhere from like 5:30 till, I think they leave it on. I think they turn on when the popcorn turns on about 4 and goes till well after 7 whenever they stop serving dinner. And during breakfast times, all of the Coke product you can drink. Nice deal there. Just avoid any painted areas such as airbrushed fur that might cause the paint to run. When in doubt, a good test. Air on an area where no one will see, or a scrap of fur. This is true. Always be careful with the airbrushing and or painted areas like eyes. Do not squirt those with the isopropyl alcohol, or you're going to be getting to repaint your eyes. And if you're not a good, steady-handed painter, your eyes are going to look ugly, and that's going to hurt your suit. We got word that the registration had actually started at a little after 11, and it was supposed to start at noon for pre-reg. So we strapped on our shoes and got our con crap ready and headed on down to reg to get our pre-reg thing on. The way was actually pretty smooth. We were from getting there early, we were out in less than half hour, I think. Which is amazing. They misprinted my badge, though. Had to get that fixed. Took a little bit, but not a big deal. Otherwise, really, really smooth situation. Registration without much of a hitch. And this is the first year, I think, that Anthrocon has had more than just like a dance on Thursday night. Opening ceremonies were actually Thursday evening. So con basically starts then. We didn't go to that, mind you, but it existed. Just so you know, it was there. Another big benefit of the Drury being the happy hour every day. You get 4 sets of tickets to your room, which is 3 tickets per person. First ticket is completely free. Second 2 tickets, they charge $1 to your room. You just have to write the room number on there and hand it to the person when you show up for the drink. And you get a mixed beverage 3 times every day. And it didn't take us long to find a couple of the bartenders who had the heaviest hands. After 2 drinks from the one guy, I was already feeling it pretty good. And these weren't big, but they were potent and tasty. So yay for free booze. And during the entire time of happy hour from 5:30 on till 7, there is free food in the lobby of the Drury. We actually ate dinner there one night during the con. I lost track of which nights every dinner was. I apologize. So I can't be 100% sure of everything, but I'll do my best. Pretty sure Thursday we ended up over eating at the Eagle for fried chicken. It's a bar just past 9th on Penn Avenue. Going away from the con, that is. So only like a block and a half from the convention center, and you're at this place called the Eagle. A quarter chicken, which was either a breast and a wing, or 3 pieces of dark meat, 2 thighs and a leg, or 2 legs and a thigh. You didn't pick. It's whatever they handed you. But it's a lot of meat for $10. It's a la carte, though, so if you wanted a fries to share or something, that's your call. And I got collard greens and a quarter dark meat chicken. And it was delish. Really filling, worthy of the money I spent on it. Not a question there. One of the nights we did eat in the hotel's buffet, and it was pulled pork sliders. They were pretty darn good. It was a decent enough pulled pork, and they weren't in the buns. The buns were in a separate container you assembled on your own on the buffet. So you could have just had pulled pork on a plate, or pulled pork on the mashed potatoes that were there, or what, play it your way. But it was actually really tasty. And I don't know why, but the hot dogs in their hot dog warmer thing were really good. I had some of those almost every night of the con just because they were there. And if you're in the room drinking booze, it's probably a good idea to eat a little bit of food, so you're not making yourself caca. Don't make yourself caca. One time we did successfully eat at the Emporio for meatballs. I don't remember which day this was. I got a 2 meatball slider. I think 2 of us got 2 paninis. 2 of us got 2 meatball sandwiches, and the other 2 got 1 meatball sandwiches. And to be honest, the meatballs were kind of dry. They weren't really that good, and it wasn't during a busy time, so there's not a big excuse for it. Service was okay on that visit, and I finished off our gift card that was burned a hole in my wallet. Glad to have that out of my space. What else did we do? Oh, we went to the taco place, the Condado Taco, which is where the bar used to be, directly across from the Westin. tacos were really good again. Their wait system is really good too. If you're trying to get a table there, they actually set up with a callback to your cell phone to let you know your table's ready. And we were able to go and sit in front of the Westin and hang out and take pictures of fursuiters while we're waiting for our table. So at least we had something to do. And it wasn't a long wait either. They said 25 minutes, and I swear that couldn't have been more than 15. Service was really fast there too. And the tacos are on the hitch. I was not bummed 1 second with the flavor of any of the taco that was placed in front of me. I had a 3-pack. I went with 3 different taco meats. And each one was very good. I gotta say that, I think it was a tequila lime steak was probably the best of the 3. And yeah, it cost an extra $1 for the taco. But wow, that was a good taco. That was taco-lish. Never regretting that one. We'll be back. Fast service, even during a busy time, and little wait somehow. And I think they didn't even have their upstairs open at the time. They were just working on first floor. So that says something. They still had room to expand if they wanted to, accommodate even more if they felt like the business was being fast enough. I did end up fursuiting several times during the con. Mewtwo went out, I think 3 or 4 total times. And he had a lot of fun, got a lot of attention, which was really, really good for me. I learned that the really heavy tutu I put on was, I'm going to put it lightly, really heavy. I came back not because I was hot in the end after about an hour and a half, but because I was tired from carrying around all of that dress and Mewtwo. Mewtwo alone, not super heavy. That dress, not super heavy. Mewtwo and that dress, pain and suffering. But a lot of people liked it, got quite a few photos, some of which actually even got back to me, so that is very nice. Always a good thing when I actually get the photos back. So yes, happy to have that happen. Went around it was Pixie this year I took. She had several outings, I think all of them accompanied by Sakura, which is Fopsy Woo's pink deer. So the two of us got to go out and be a pink nightmare together. And that went over beautifully. People loved seeing the two pink fluffs together. We got loads of attention, loads of pictures together with people. And a few of them actually got to us. So that's, again, a bonus. But it was fun. It was interesting. And it wasn't too hard to get around in. Honestly, I'd forgotten how easy it was to wear Pixie because I hadn't worn her in a long time due to the broken back zipper. And back zipper alone makes it harder to put on a fursuit by yourself. And a broken bottom couple of teeth means it's even more frustrating when you ask someone to zip it up and they pull the zipper down before they pull it up. I'm like, oh. Okay, now I got to take this back off so that I can fix the zipper so you can try and zip it back up again. Congratulations, here's your sign. You pulled the zipper the wrong way. Pixie and Sakura, yeah. We's a pink nightmare. We're happy about it. But now she has a left lapel zipper around her belly fluff. So stupid easy to get into. I even switched her up to the curly tail and made it a like a fixed position. I sewed the loops into place. I can still cut them out really easy if I wanted to, but they are sewn on for now. And it went through the wash afterwards without a hassle, so I'm not really going to complain. I'm just going to leave it on there. It means the tail stays positioned really good. It makes it easier to put on when I do put her on. So no sags, no problems. Tail just where it needs to be. I really want to meet and hug your Mewtwo. Aww. Well, he really wants to meet and hug you too, Bacon Mutt. Eric says, my inflatable suit has a back zipper. I wonder how hard that's going to be to work alone. I suppose a slight advantage of being loose. Oh, is it one of those, like, big balloon type ones? Speaking from experience, living with a couple of those and helping with a few others, it's actually not that hard to zip yourself into one of those. Definitely recommend plugging your fan battery in first and then starting the zip process, because it will actually start filling up whether or not the zipper is fully up in position. And then just weasel the zipper up into place. Also, if the fan's on, you're going to start getting inflation sooner and less chance of feeling claustrophobic as you're now trapped in a tarp pulled over your head. Won't know until November or December. Yeah, pull toy, fox type. I think you have wild fox attention there. I definitely recommend before going to a convention, if possible, try it out at home just to make sure you can get in and out without as much hassle. It is better to test these things. Oh, butt go down. Test these things prior to being at a convention where you're potentially feeling like you wasted a big chunk of your car to carry something that is going to be unpleasant to use and or entertain in. And I don't just mean put it on, take it off. I definitely recommend any costume prior to wearing out in public. Buzz your house for an hour, at least. If possible, go ahead and take a walk around the block. Up. Okay, let's see. I'm at Inflatable Otter at... Well, anyway, there's a ad, so I'll shut up for a moment. I'll get that hydration. I will make sure to not clip my cord. There is the water. Okay. Hello, Flukes Nukes. Welcome to the channel. It's lovely to see you. And the ad just ended, so I will start talking again. All right, let's see. Go back to where I was. I met an inflatable otter suit at the dealer's den, but I didn't get to take a picture with them. I'm sorry. I did run into inflatable red panda, and I did get a picture with that one, and we knew that person too, so that's a bonus. And it's apparently Eric has a different type of not air blown, but double layer. That could be interesting. Hopefully it is comfortable enough to wear. I'm glad you did have a good hug there, Bacon. Hugging otters is never a bad thing. Ads. At least I can pop out real video and ads and play it on mute. This is true. So anyone that didn't know that one, that is a good little trick. And yes, welcome Flukes Nukes to the channel. And we're talking about, well, this is generally a chat stream in general on Mondays, but today's main topic was Anthrocon and my experiences this year. Sorry about that. Funny, the water actually made me a little crunkier. That's first. Anyway, let's see, where were we? Yeah, we did a lot of fursuiting. I was really happy with the quantity of time I spent out in fursuit throughout the entire con. I felt I got a good value of time, um, and generally had a lot of good interaction with people. The layout of people made it a lot more convenient the way it was set up this year. Excellent. Glad to hear it. Would have fursuit be easier? Always. Any fursuit that has less parts to it is a lot easier to be in. um, as usual, there are people that would hang out in the Weston's lobby, which is a good spot to start when you're coming from the brewery. Don't do rude gestures. My fingers were all in the right places. So if you're coming from the brewery, it's a good starting point anyway to head over to the Weston's lobby, pop in there, see a few people, head up the second floor, go through the Sky Bridge. There were, as usual, lots of people hanging out in the third floor of the convention center, anywhere from the main ballroom all the way out to where the elevator and escalators were, even down a lot of the other halls. So plenty of places to wander in suit and see people. Following that, down on the second floor, which is the floor where the entrances to the dealer's room was, and the other, apparently, Hall C this year was another event room, not just the staging area for the fursuit parade. So, but in front of all of those areas were tables sitting out, with chairs and people sitting around doing, hanging out. It was basically where the zoo was located. So it was easy to get to, easy to maneuver around the tables and see people and interact. In that same floor, there was also the kind of cafeteria set up for food service during most of the con. Included some, I didn't try them, but I saw there was a ramen bar, and there was some, I think, burgers, stuff like that. Some basic food stuff, and it apparently went over well, but I never ate it, so I couldn't tell you one way or the other how that was. But it was a good way. That loop down there made a good long pass to even go more than once. People are cycling enough in this area and on the third floor that you would run into different people. I can see why one of the trips out I made in Mewtwo was nearly 3 hours, and I was finally just feeling, okay, I'm tired from walking. I went back to the room to find out how long I'd been in suit, and was kind of surprised because, well, that is not a short period. Especially in a suit where I can't take my head off without help. Partial fursuits, yes, can be easier. Poodling is also common nowadays. That's when someone wears the head, hands, paws, and tail, but doesn't cover all the skin. Especially in warmer months, that would include things like Anthrocon and FWA. You have a higher probability of seeing people doing that. That and the cost of fursuits getting more and more, so people don't necessarily come to the con planning to be a partial suit. They end up buying one at the con, and then they're, well, hands, tail, and head or whatever. And that's fine. I mean, honestly, good on you for taking time to enjoy the con, enjoying a costume, and having fun. We don't go to a Star Trek convention and shame the person who got half a Klingon uniform and wore that. Or maybe got pointy ears, or and nothing else. Just a Starfleet badge and wore that around. No, you're like, cool, you got a cool Starfleet badge. That's sweet. Or, ooh, you got the stick-on Klingon head ridge thing. Awesome. Doesn't match your skin tone, didn't do much to it, but it got on there. But hey, you're still cool, you're trying. Furries are usually a little bit more older. Furries like us, we tend to do it. And I know a lot of people frown on the poodling, but honestly, do what you do. Have fun. Caddie and I are old school, so we typically go in full suit. Caddie sometimes wears a full dress instead of a bodysuit. Yeah, I'm a cheat. Last year, Anthrocon, Mewtwo was out in a beautiful ball gown quite a few times. I was wearing shorts and a t-shirt under that. And head, hands, and I was wearing the feet, just in case they kicked out. But yeah, you always have options like that. Don't feel like you're too pressured that you have to be a full suit. I know more than enough people that are different quantity of suit and still manage to be all covered up. And you most of the time won't even notice if the body's covered. And that's usually if you have time to plan ahead. If you're going to a con, you already own most of the fursuit. And you just remember, oh yeah, I don't have sleeves for the body. I do have some long pants and feet. All I got to do is remember to bring my favorite light jacket or a hoodie, and then I can pull the hands on with that. And now my arms aren't showing. Generally, that's all it really takes. I did wear a full dress with my Wild Fox fursuit once, like before. Other than that, I'm usually in full suit and put the dress on over that. If I'm at home doing videos, I usually do that. When I'm at a con, I often will cheat just because I want to do my best to be as longevitous as possible. I don't down anybody that does either direction. Honestly, I've done both. And really, if I can get away with less on that people aren't going to see, I'm going to do that. Fursuits are hella expensive. I heard about Dynamask being a way to do a base. It is. And those are back in stores again. I saw those actually at both Meijer and Walmart. So if you wanted something to start with, use the base. Boom, you are set. Another option is wearing kigurumi and animal jammies or other spandex bodysuit, aka Zentai. My Smilodon fursuit wears a Kigu and jammies since he's a partial. This is true. Demani wears a Kigu usually since, well, he's not a full body. He does have arms though, so he could be worn with like a t-shirt or something like that as an option. But he tends to end up in a Kigu of some kind, and it's actually pretty cute. Since he is a little kitten anyway, so he can be wearing his animal jammies. I got Lucario Kigu at AC, and the Sazaka Lucario. I picked that one up at MFF. That one is really comfy. I have a few Sazaks, and that one is one of the best ones I've owned. It is really soups comfy. If you want to see me wearing it, look back in my YouTube for the MFF Con report. Mewtwo's head is wearing the Lucario Kigu. Yes, I agree that Fopsy Sazak does do good stuff. And yes, I bought the Fopsy Woo, the Sylveon at Anthrocon this year because I sneak and pay for things. In fact, I think I snuck and paid for everything we bought in the dealer's room. Because I'm mean like that. Sorry. I'm going to grab a little bit more of that water. Water bottle. There you are. I'm also trying to maintain my space so I'm not in the way when Fopsy comes down. Stupid throat goobers. They knew I was talking. And yes, Wild does also have a Sylveon Kigu, which I have seen is very cute as well. And I agree, you and Fopsy Woo should hang out in Sylvie Kigs. And the Fopsy is moving around. The Fopsy is mobile. The Fopsy is mobile. Just checking to make sure I'm not missing anything. But just that person I don't know wants to be friends still. I don't know them, so I'm not just going to accept that. Definitely loads of options for fursuiting to complete the look if you want to, or not if you don't want to. More than a few times, I have seen someone poodling, and my brain just auto-completes the costume to some extent. I don't know if it works for everybody or in every situation, but if you play it, oftentimes people don't even think about the fact that there's arms showing because you're playing up your fursuit as you can be. And that's commendable. I appreciate anybody that is able to be themselves actively without having to completely hide. I agree. The Fopsy is cute. The Fopsy is very cute. Now, I've talked about a lot of good things that happened at the con. A lot of good food, a lot of good memories that I will definitely do my best to try and remember and cherish for a long time. Plenty of fun time spending with friends, meeting people. I think only one of the quested people I was hoping to meet that I know from Twitch and VR chat and stuff that I did run into, and that was Vix Fox. But that was actually really good, and I was happy that I got to meet that cute little purple poof. And yeah, that was a bonus. Met a lot of other people. I can't remember everybody's names, mind you, because there's too many humanoids that I'd seen. And my memory is not what it used to be. I'm in my 40s. We're not perfect, memory boxes at that age. Sorry. That and the convention had 13,600 some odd people. The Fursuit Parade had apparently 3,100 and some fursuiters in it. There were a lot of people. A lot of people. So, yes. Again, we went through a lot of the good stuff. A lot of seeing old friends, a lot of shopping in the dealer's room, or random times being out fursuiting and just doing stuff. Okay. Some less than pleasant experiences. The Fursuit Parade. Every year I've done it at Anthrocon, except one, that I've been there. And every year that I've been in it, consecutively, the situation has gotten worse each continuing year. This year, by far, was no exception. Was Crazier at the con? I have no idea. I don't even know who that is. I spent way too much in the dealers. Yes. And yes, Bacon Butt, the Fursuit Parade. All right. Step 1. The Fursuit Parade is on Saturday at 2 p.m. Take note of that. The Fursuit Parade starts at 2 p.m. Average fursuiter outing time that you're supposed to go before, for safety's sake, you really shouldn't go as an amateur or an unseasoned person for more than about a half hour between heads off and water breaks. They wanted you to be in the gathering room for the Fursuit Parade that starts at 2 p.m. at 11 a.m. Okay, that's 3 hours before the parade even starts. They wanted you to be there in fursuit and standing around for 3 hours. AKA the Death March. Got that right. Not far from that this year. I am not that stupid. I did not show up at 11 a.m. for the parade lineup. I did, however, put my head on at about 12:30 because the previous year when I was trying to get into the parade, there was a line that looped back and forth the entirety of the second floor of the DLCC twice. So I wanted to get there with plenty of time to get in, because they also listed the room was going to have locked doors for entrance at 1:30 for the parade at 2. Why, I don't know, since they immediately canceled the photo, so that's just a minimum of an extra half hour they're requiring you to stand around in a room full of 3,000 some odd other people in walking carpets and one water container near the back left corner. I was wearing Mewtwo, which means I can't get my head off. At the very least, they had seats because they skipped the group photo, so you're not standing in suit for an hour plus. Yeah, there were seats. There weren't seats for everybody, and not everybody has the ability to sit in fursuit. Mewtwo's ass is down between my knees. I can't sit in him. So, I left the hotel room at 12:30, which is literally just across the street from the convention center, like a half a block away. Not a big deal for that walk. Got up and into the loading zone effectively without any hassle, fortunately. And they kept telling us, yes, big oof, all the booty. Oh, it is a lot of booty. Hey, Tavy. Welcome to the evening. Don't worry, I already mentioned your existence and the fact you were in our hotel room. And you're a very sweet little monk and wonderful roommate, and would definitely room with again. So I made it to the staging area, and they said, move to the front and make sure you're lined up with a set of chairs, which by the time I got there at 12:30, a little after 12:30, all the chairs were full anyway. Even if I had an ass I could sit in one of those chairs, I was not finding a chair that I could get to. Good for me. So I just lined up with chairs. And then they're like, move to the front. Why? Move to the front. F you. Move to the front. Fine. We'll make the front go out first. Oh, that's an excuse to go to the front. I'll move to the front. I just kept meandering forward as there was space. Meandered forward, got a spot near the front. Only a few rows back from the stage, I was pretty happy. And been in ninja mode. Yes, you usually are. So, as the parade starts, and I'm near the front, they're telling us the front is going to go first. I'm excited because I'm in the front, that part that's supposed to go first. The back went first. F us. And since I'm near the front, even if I had some way to get water into my face hole, I am now very far and trapped away from it. I have a giant rudder behind my ass, so I can't easily turn around and try and squeeze through all of these people to get back towards where the one water unit was. That, and they were already gathering all of the the 18 and under fursuiters and anyone who's in any way disabled up near that specific location so that they can go first to the parade. That should have been my first signal to learn that they had been lying about the front of the room goes first, not the back. Just saying. That should have been my first signal to know that if that was going first, why was I standing as far away from that as possible? Ding ding, logic. And very quickly, we found out things went from bad to worse. They started to tell us we were allowed to leave. The parade could start a few minutes early. What was stopping you before? Pretty quick after I got back, and kind of had guessed this ahead of time, they were getting yelled at by the fire marshal. There were too many people standing around the DLCC. There were way too many people in Hall C. Like fire hazard plus 100 or so in that Hall C. And the fire marshal said, "You get this started, or I shut this down." So they got it started. Swift and I tried our best to stay in the back. It didn't work. Yeah, sorry. You can say you got jebated. Yeah. You can say that. And very quickly into this early start for the parade. The right escalator going down to the main part of the parade broke. In fact, unlike a lot of previous years, the parade did not go through the dealer's room and do a little loop around there, which was actually really fun and cool for the dealers because they got to see all the fursuiters while they, that place that they're trapped at for 8 hours during most of the con days. So we didn't go and do that. It literally was out of Hall C, down the hallway, and down the escalator that was the farther one from the Hall C, which was now one escalator, not two. That was fun, because that slowed everything down even worse. It was around 30 minutes before the parade even started that I realized I was having a problem and couldn't do anything about it. I noticed my feet were getting tingly. Like, that's not good. I can't do anything about this. I am literally trapped. There's no way for me to even get out if I wanted to. Fortunately, as people were lodging outward, I figured out, like, this empty row of seats now next to me, I could get on my knees on it and lean on the back of one of the chairs. So I did that. This helped alleviate some of the tingling. But the longer the parade was slowly going on and I wasn't moving yet, my legs returned to starting to being tingly and my arms were getting tingly. Obviously, I wasn't feeling so good. But I had no choice. There was no escape. I was trapped. And finally, we did get to move. That helped a lot. I was feeling a lot better now that I was functional, as opposed to standing and or kneeling for, well, about 2 hours. Maybe a little longer. Yes, oh dear is right. And they kept speeching to us about stay in a line. Do not deviate from being in a line. Do not pause. Do not interact with people. Just move from point A to point B. Even I was breaking that rule pretty quickly as I ran over the side. I'm like, fine, I'm going to at least high five people as I'm walking by. I have no energy left because, well, I was already feeling tingly in several ways that are not good tinglies. Later found out. But I did my best to be high energy when I was down in front of the regular public. Interacted as much as I possibly could on a run. And then made it into Hall D, which is one of the floor-level halls. The one where the registration was started from. Which is where the parade ends. Logically, this would have been a great location because if you could have just exited Hall D, went right back out that door, the other door that was slightly more towards Penn Avenue, I forget which direction that is. I think that's east. I think that's east. Anyway, the other door that was down away from the main entrance into the convention center, if they'd opened that and let us out, I would only have a block, 3/4 of a block to walk to my hotel door to escape from that current location. That's how any of this works. First, as I am now really exhausted because I went and did stoop and was active during the actual parade part of the parade. And I am now in the corridor that they log you through to get into Hall D because they still had all the barriers up from registration. I ignored all that. Yes, you did. Insert Knuckles. Oh no here. Yeah. As I'm walking down the corridor of, flag walls effectively, to the end where I could turn back around, head toward that water I saw and really wanted to go be near, but could not because I had to go down the end of the walkway. I had a fursuiter behind me say, "Move faster." I'm like, I'm exhausted. I'm hobbled at the knees. I'm actually in pain now. Shut up. I am literally moving as fast as I can because I saw water and I want to get there, and this is as fast as it gets now. And someone was haranguing me that I wasn't moving fast enough. I'm like, oh my. I wanted to just stop and backhand that one. But I kept moving. I ignored them. Got to the water, quickly downed 2 waters without even pausing to think about it because I knew I needed this. And there were straws, so I could quickly get a straw in my mouth, dink it in one of those little shot glass sized cups, and snarf it down. Moments later, I got a little distance from the water space so that I had an area where I could try and disrobe a little bit and see what I can get myself back into afterwards because I needed air. I needed it now. I knew there was no questions on this. I successfully got partly out of Mewtwo and was able to unzip the head and get it the heck off of me. Followed by going back and drinking about 3 more of those little shot glasses of water. I didn't care if I was wasting cups. I needed water, and they weren't letting us near the water itself, but there was a table full of cups they were filling, and I just kept grabbing till I was good. There are ads. I'll stop. I'll wait. 107, so I'm betting around 1:08.5 you'll be back. Do 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 do. Patience, waiting on the meds, waiting on the meds. I got the Half-Life Complete Collection. Yay! Yeah, I should get that one of these days. I think I have it on CD somewhere upstairs, but I am not 100% sure. I have enough books of CDs from when I was back when that's how you bought games. But I can't remember for sure. And to be honest, it's not on my list of things I most want to play, even if it is in VR. It's just there. And I got a handful of VR games on the sale already that I really want to spend time on stream playing. So I got some homework ahead of me. I can bet it probably is jank. 8:15, 8:18. Hoping those ads are about done. Tavy has returned. So the ads are ending or have ended. Yay! All right. Payday 2 VR is something I'm going to try. Good luck. Hope it is fun. Anyway, so I'm not sure exactly where we got lost with the ads because I was not looking to chat that very second. But yes, I managed to get my head off, knocked back about 3 or 4 more little shot glasses of water, and then decided, okay, I need to get back to the hotel room and get the heckers out of this. I've been in fursuit for way too long, and I need escape. So I decided, all right, we're going to try and get in as much as I possibly can without much hassle. I was wearing Mewtwo naked, but with a cape, so I could kind of cover up a little bit any things I couldn't manage. First things first, I put the head on. He has a zipper down the back of his head, which you can't get it off or on with the zipper down. I have to unzip it to pull it off. Now I'm pulling it back on, and I have very sweaty hands. I can't pull the zipper back down. I say, whatever. I don't care if someone sees the back of my head is unzipped. That's not exactly critical. I try and get my arms all the way into the hands. I can't quite do that on both sides because my hands are sweaty and there's no one able to help me pull my arms back on. So I have my arms kind of on. My left chest is half unzipped. And I just pull the cape around me. I'm like, all right, we're going to go with the official escape plan. Now remember I said, we are in Hall D, which is on the ground floor next to one of the, not the garage side, the non-garage side of the convention center, where there are 2 floor-level convention rooms. It is right next to the walkway, next to where the waterfall part is and all that fun jazz. And if they would have let us out that other door, it would have put us out right behind where they had the people seating underneath the convention center. That would have been smart. Are you following where we aren't going? That really convenient door that would have led me right out and only having to walk maybe 3/4 of a block to my hotel door where I could get the hell out of this and get some real water in me and lay down. No. The permitted escape route for this death march this year was you went in to the convention center the rest of the way. Up the other set of escalators to the 2nd floor. Go around, get to one of the other sets of escalators, and get up to the 3rd floor. Already I'm walking the wrong direction for a good distance here from the hotel, and now I'm walking up 3 floors. Holding myself barely together. I couldn't put the snaps back on his chest and on his chest plate. I'm half unzipped. I'm barely keeping my arms in the sleeves, holding this costume up. And I'm now up to the 3rd floor. Then you have to walk back that little overpass bridge above the where the dealer's room windows is, so you can see down in the dealer's room as you're exhausted and half together. And as I got to the end of that part, I saw an open chair. And I went, that chair looks really amazing. And I didn't care if I was going to be squishing my tail a little bit. I sat kind of sideways and plopped my big old purple butt in that chair because my heart rate was really high and I knew that was a bad thing. And my arms and legs were still tingly. Wait, you did all that? I just walked out the door. They told us no, we weren't allowed to go back out that way. They specifically said you are not allowed to go back out that door. So I didn't. After I got up there and sat for a little bit, at least 2 people did stop and ask me if I was okay, which I really appreciate. And I think I lied both times and said yes, because I knew I wasn't okay. But what would saying, no, I'm not okay, do? I'm in major discomfort. I need escape. So after that point, you had to walk back towards the Skybridge elevator, known as the slowest elevator in the world. They were not prioritizing fursuiters for it either. People who were very much capable of using the staircase to go down 3 flights of stairs right next to the elevator that they were waiting at. They weren't asking anyone to do that, and they weren't, asking them to step aside. They were all just being in the way. So after about 2 elevator runs down before I got to squeeze my big purple butt in there, I finally got to go down an elevator 1 floor to the Skybridge. Then you walk across the sky bridge. Exciting, I know. I'm feeling pretty much broken as all get out at this point. I have no energy. Barely standing, and I'm well aware of it. Made it down the escalator in that room to then walk out the door, cross the street, get into the Drury. And at the point when I hit the elevator, my giving an F kind of gave out. Because I just took my arm out so I could more easily reach the badge and use that to smack it against the sensor so that I could get to 6. And I didn't even try to put my arm back in after that. I literally just grabbed the arm from the outside and walked the S-curve around to our hotel room from that elevator. Got in the door, quickly peeled out, and laid down and asked the Fopsy to grab me a water and a Pepsi. The water didn't take long. The Pepsi didn't take long either. And then I just kind of laid there for probably 2 hours trying to recover. Yes, that is brutal. I completely agree. When I got back to the room and was unsuiting, I noticed it was just after 3:30. That means it was 3 hours from the point I had put my head on to the point when I was able to take it off and take everything off. And the only reason I got off even a little bit in the middle there was because I had stopped giving a tittle if anyone saw me not completely put together, because I would rather them see me not put together than to have died. So, after this, and the recovery phase where I got myself back to normal, I happened to look up, because I was standing at the elevator later, one of the screens, they were listing all of the signs of both heat exhaustion and heat stroke. Well, gosh darn it, wouldn't you know, I completely checked off every mark on heat exhaustion. Like 100%, no question, I definitely covered that board. All the way down, every piece of it. Nausea, dizziness, lightheaded, tingling in my limbs, which I mentioned earlier. Should have been the first sign. You need to just tell them you need the hell out of here, just let you out the door and help you back to your hotel. No. And then I looked at the signs for heat stroke. I failed at one of those successfully happening. And that one thing I didn't do with heat stroke was losing consciousness, which was an optional. You may lose consciousness if you have heat stroke. Meaning, yes, I probably had heat stroke. Yes, I still did the effing parade because there was literally nowhere I could just get the heck out of there. And there was no way to escape from it, except, from what I was told, the way I left. Oh geez, not the bingo board I'd play, but glad you stopped. Me too. So, this Anthrocon, I almost died. That was awesome. So for future reference, even if they do the parade again next year, I am not going to be part of it. 100%. I am literally not killing myself and losing 5 hours of my Saturday to be in less than 15 minutes of parade that by the time I was in, I was too tired to even enjoy the fact that I was entertaining people. I say 5 hours total because it was 3 hours of being in suit, / waiting around, / getting back to get out of suit, and then 2 hours of being literally past, unconscious on the bed, trying to make sure my heart rate was low enough, and I was not feeling dizzy and or going to throw up. That was fun. So, Death March nearly was a death march for me. I know the bad parts have more time to be talked about because there's more to talk about. Good things aren't really that long. I enjoyed my chicken. It was delicious. I met some people. That was nice. I fursuited. That was good. I paraded for 3 hours. All of the details. Now, besides the parade itself, the only other thing I was hoping to do at the convention was a Pokemon meet and greet. That was also Saturday. It was at 6:30. Back in the convention center. Apparently on the 4th floor. By the way, that convention center at least has 4 floors. I'd forgotten that. Now, what I'd hoped to do, what my plan was after the parade, I would have cooled down, put Mewtwo on as a partial, and warn him up to the Pokemon meet and greet. That was not in the cards. I was barely feeling like standing after a couple hours being passed out on the bed. So what I managed to apply to myself was my cape that I was wearing on Mewtwo out for the parade. And I went up to the Pokemon meet and greet, which I found thanks to all the signs in the convention center because the maps and things were useless to try and find this meeting space because it wasn't even one of the rooms. It was the end of the hallway on the 4th floor. Great naming system, convention center. I appreciate the fact that you named a lobby sector in the upper 4th floor. But I found it, so yay. And I knew maybe half a dozen people at this gathering. And I came as unprepared as humanly possible, apparently. Because a lot of people were there to either play Pokemon Go together, play Pokemon the card game together, or play Pokemon of any of the various handheld games together. Anything from a Game Boy up to a Switch, depending on what you felt like, enjoying with each other. And or hang out with the people you came with to said event. I didn't bring any of my Pokemon cards with me. I have sheaths of them. Plenty of decks ready to play with. Didn't think to bring them with me to the con. Being someone that performed in theme park parades, this was poorly planned. Thank you, Tavy. I agree. And all the people at the Pokemon meet and greet that I knew were either popular fursuiters or popular artists, and possibly also fursuiters. So they were basically surrounded by people the entire time. I at least got to say hi to most of them. Could never get near the Charizard that was organizing the event because she always had too many people around her to even say hi to her. I did get to see Pat. Got to hug him, thank him for letting me use him in art. Mindy, that's something you did. And I got to see Tieski, his boyfriend, who's a fluffy dragon, and also another artist, and really nice. He actually is the one that probably gave me the most interaction at that entire meet, because he actually asked me questions. Because I had been in Pittsburgh quite a few times in the past, and I even went to college in downtown Pittsburgh, and I've been to every Anthrocon that existed since 2004. So I've been to all the ones that were in Pittsburgh, and I knew a lot of food. So he was asking me about some of the good food places to eat, and I gave him a lot, the list of the places I could think of that were worth the time. One of which I'll scratch off the list after this. I even, not even thinking about it, listed the taco place, and the reason why I say not even thinking about it, he's, I believe, Mexican, lives in Mexico. Either that or Central America. I can't remember where exactly. I apologize, T, if you're listening. I don't remember which unit you live in down that direction, but I know your first language is Espanole, and I was pretty sure you're Mexican. But I even told him that, and I apologize. I'm like, I didn't mean to sound that's stereotypical. He's like, no. I actually like seeing the different takes on stuff like this in different places, so that I still think I should go there. I'm like, oh, cool. So that part was nice. I saw Commander Kitsune there and talked with him for a few seconds, and then I turned around and I'd lost him. But other than that, I felt like I was in a room full of people and completely alone. I left that meet in less than 15 minutes because it was crowded. And I knew no one. No one was talking to me. I tried to be social. I wasn't wearing my fursuit, so no one knew anything about me. No one recognized me at all. In fact, the only people that recognized me are people I approached first. So I just kind of left. And to say the least, this was probably my worst point at that entire convention. The fursuit parade, at least I felt like I was doing something the whole time. This, I felt like I literally was I felt lost and ignored. I left that room. I walked away from it, walked down the escalators, and found a chair, and I sat down, and I just sat there for a while and stared at the window. I'm like, got dinner plans at 7:30. It's almost 7. I have my wallet with me, all my stuff, so there's no point in me going back to the room. Might as well just sit here and feel alone with a bunch of other people. But at least there's airspace here. I did go down to the first floor of the Westin a little after 7 and sat on a couch. Celeria came over and found me, gave me a hug, and I sat with her for a while. She made me feel better. I don't really want to say how bad I felt, but it wasn't good. I really was pretty sad right then. But after I calmed down a little bit, walked back over where the rest of the people we were meeting for dinner were. Cons feel like a mental exhaustion. They can be. And ended up getting to go over and sit with Swifty and Bob. That's Solari's brother, and Bob's wife, and was waiting around there for when we were supposed to meet up for dinner. This didn't go well. Swift had apparently conveniently gone over and put in our name for the amount of people we were at the meatball place about 7 p.m. And we were planning to meet there about 7:30, and that's when they said we were supposed to actually have a table by, say, 7:38, which was perfectly fine. We were good with this. 8 minutes off of perfect, that's score. So, burps. We walked over towards the place right at about 7:30. We were still next in line still at that point. Hello, Batman Fan 2023. Welcome to the chat. We're talking about Anthrocon, fun and unfun. Hydrate. That's probably a good idea. That's probably a really good idea. Then we'll get into more fun. My freshly refilled Anthrocon tears and sweat and regret. I'm making my own band soon. Well, that is awesome. I am proud of you there, Batman Fan. Good luck with that. I definitely not musically inclined. So we got over to the meatball place shortly after 7:30. Our theoretical seating was going to be at by 7:38. Perfectly fine. The now 9 of us got in front of the room. We're standing around and waiting. Pretty quickly, we found out there was a wedding going on the second floor, and as we'd see people who were dressed nice and lost and not know where to go, since how we're standing in the entranceway, we were like, "Is anyone dressed nice?" I go, "Wedding?" And they go, "Yeah, second floor." "Thank you." And that made everybody happy. We actually pleased almost everyone that was coming in. Wedding? Yep, second floor. People not dressed nice? Like regular street clothes? Meatballs? Go right on in. There seem to be seating small parties. You have a lovely dinner. Wedding? Up the stairs. Wedding? Up the stairs. To the point where they actually overcrowded the upstairs. They were roping it off. This is a year of fire code violations. So, we've been actually at the meatball place for an hour now waiting. It's 8:30. And the hostess comes over to me. I've been doing this for an hour now, mind you. And she says, you don't need to greet the guests. We can take care of that. I said, I was being polite. I was bored. I've been waiting for my table for an hour and a half. You're not on my list. She never had asked me my name, what group I was with. She just started off with, you're not on my list. I said the name of the person who had put us on the list at 7 o'clock. I said his full normie name, which is the name that he'd put in with the table. His entire normie name. That's not on the list. I had been there for an hour and a half waiting for a table, total. And you just told me our name's not there. I'm already having a low energy, bad day from the fursuit parade. I still hadn't fully recovered from that. My bad experience with the Pokemon panel. And now you're telling me I have been waiting for an hour and a half and I'm not on this list. So that's how it played out. Yep. I did not see Swift standing next to me. He was around the corner. I knew most of our party had to actually physically step all the way out of the building because they were sick of being in the building. I about faced to the outside to where our party was standing, and in my full volume, shouted out Swift Fox's real first name. I have a very loud voice when I so choose to. I used all of it. Fortunately, he was standing right next to me around the corner. I couldn't see him, but he walked right around and looked at me. I said, "This lady says we're not on the list." He said, "Huh? Oh, no, you're on the list." "Oh, you're with him?" "Yeah, that name I told you." "Oh. Well, it's going to be a little longer." It's been an hour and a half. And, fun fact, from the point we're standing in front of this building, for an hour now, mind you, you could see in the window, right next to the greeting station, there were 2 6-seater tables that during this entire time had no one sitting at them. In the front section, most of the time we were waiting, there were 2 4-seater tables. Had they taken one of those 4-seater tables, turned it, and moved the 6-seater table next to it, would have been fine. Given us the 2 6-seater tables, that would have been fine. I would have been okay with any of these options. But no, we were standing there waiting this whole time. This was about the time our party broke into 2 groups. Everyone from our hotel room did not stay to eat at this restaurant that evening. We went down half a block to the Thai restaurant, which quite literally we walked up, set our quantity of 5. They said, all right, we'll wipe a table off. And we sat down. As soon as they'd wiped a table, it literally was the amount of time it took them to wipe the table. And we got to walk in and sit down. Service was even pretty darn fast. And pretty darn good, too, for that matter. A really good pad thai. 3 different people got different kinds of curry products. And another one was a ginger chicken or garlic chicken, something like that. All of which were delicious and served very fast. I'm cool. Aw, thank you. Talking about daft. That Thai place rocks. It did. I agree on the daftness of the idiot. And the Thai place was actually really banging. I was really pleased with that. I couldn't even finish all of my pad thai. Took a little bit back to the hotel room. Unfortunately, I never got to finish it. But it was only like a half a cup of noodles. So I didn't feel too bad. So yeah, that was a good experience. And then Sunday. Sunday was mostly normish. We went and shopped for a little bit, I think. I can't remember for sure. We fursuited again. That was fun. Autumn and I did the Pink Nightmare and walked around, got a lot of pictures, met a few people that I was... quite a few fursuiters that have been on they're really nifty, and I see them on Twitter or whatever, and I'd love to meet them one day, and I met a few of them, so that's really awesome sauce. So I feel like productive in that sense. That was the day we had the tacos. Never really good tacos. Tacos. Oh, another thing that happened on parade day. After I woke up from pass out, before I got to go to the Pokemon thing, I liked this story, so you're going to deal with it. Noob and Javi just come back as I was unpassing out on the bed from fursuiting, and they were talking about chicken on a stick. There was apparently a pop-up tent in the middle of the intersection of Penn and 10th. That's right. The intersection between the Westin and the convention center. They had one of those like pop-up pavilion type tents, and they were making chicken on a stick, and how good it was. So I put on my shoes, pulled up my bag, and I walked with them. Very much not doing well still at that moment. And I was going there. I just kept walking down with them. Just kept going through my head why I'm moving. Chicken on a stick. Chicken on a stick. Chicken on a stick. I am probably not in a good place in a lot of ways. But the important thing is what I was about to get would be part of the main solution to it. Protein and sugar and carbs needed to be in me in a serious sense. Chicken on a stick. Chicken on a stick. I didn't have to go that far. Then I was standing in this line. Wait, there's only like 6 people ahead of me. I was like, chicken on a stick. Chicken on a stick. Chicken on a stick. And I heard there's a combo platter involved. A chicken on a stick, an egg roll, and some fried rice. $15. I got it. Everything was being prepared right there on a grill, on a wok, was making the fried rice right there. They were frying the egg rolls right there. Everything was fresh now as they were pulling it out. And I got a can of Pepsi, which was extra. I didn't care. They had a credit card reader. I didn't have to worry about trying to think about dollar bills. Boop, touched my card. They gave me my fried rice, chicken on a stick, and an egg roll. And they said, get your Pepsi out of that cooler right there. And Coke. I got the last one that was a regular Coke, and I was happy. Went and sat on the wall next to the Westin. As I'm still walking over there, holding my food, I'm still going, chicken on a stick, chicken on a stick, chicken on a stick. My brain is gone, mind you. I am lost. I am out of commission. I am still functioning as a mobile unit with chicken on a stick in front of me. That is the only reason I made it to the Pokemon meet, was I ate chicken on a stick. Now, let me tell you, that was probably the tastiest thing I had at the whole convention. I don't know if it was really or not, but at the moment, it felt like it, and it was perfect. It was really good fried rice. That egg roll was fresh and legit. The fried rice, great. The chicken on a stick was amazing. I was in my moment. Oh, sorry if I missed anything. Ads again. You return. Oh, the chicken on a stick. Ads are over. Thank you, Fopsy, for getting rid of whatever that was. Yeah. I'm not sure how much you missed about hearing about the chicken on a stick brigade, but after that is when my head started to level out, because I now had protein in me and some carbs and caffeine and sugar, because I got the regular Coke because I knew one thing my body probably needed was sugar and caffeine to at least jumpstart me and get me mobile. And then I went back to the hotel room, and that's when I put on my cape and I went to the Pokemon meet and greet shortly thereafter. That whole part's done. Sunday after the tacos, we went and just kind of did a wander around for a bit. Just a little people watching. Not much really exciting to happen, but we walked around, looked at stuff, looked at fursuits, took some pictures, hugged some things. And then we went back to the hotel room to have a pizza party. Something went ding. I don't know what went ding. Let's see if that was this. Boop, boop. Oh, new follower. Oh, hello, new follower. I didn't even open my thing. Boop. Well, welcome, new person. I'm gonna pull that up here in a second because I forgot to do that. I am so prepared today. Bloop. Give me a creator dashboard and stream manager. Ta-da! Hang in there, it's loading. Mummy Sebastian. Welcome, Mummy Sebastian, to the channel. I appreciate you showing up. Lots of. Okay. Sorry about that. Had been a couple of racist spammers. That's amazing. That's like my first spammers. Well, first racist ones. I've had a couple spammers before. Hello, Mommy Sebastian. Welcome to me babbling about stuff. Go away menu. Whew. I've been going for a while. I'm good at babbling about cons, huh? So, anyway, we ended up doing a pizza party around 6 p.m. in our hotel room. And this is where my final regret of the con is. I partook in said pizza. I'm very lactose intolerant, and every time I've had pizza of normal type in the last few years, it's successfully gotten worse for me. I need to get back on VR chat. I think you should. It's a good fun thing to do. I got an orange marinade and cream cheese bagel. Ooh. Can't eat that myself, but, marmalade. But I'm... That's me. I'm glad you got to enjoy that. 1 second. Fortunately, it's not a fursuit, so I can at least get to where that was. Technical difficulties. Face explode. Okay, I think I stopped it. Only one. Good. Single sneeze, usually safe. My headset's broken. Gotta use tape. Yeah. I've had enough friends lately that have had straps breaking, especially on the Questies. So far, we haven't had any strap problems here. And thank you as well for the bless me, Denny. So, we got pizza. Javi was really nice, ordered pizza for the room. 2 larges. One was all veggies and one was pepperoni and mushroom. I usually can't really enjoy an all veggie pizza because it tends to get a little too soupy for me. When it's a lot of veggies, I tend to find it, you get more of a puddle of water and it just becomes unpleasant. I really don't like that. Nothing wrong with having veggies, but as long as there are some meats or something salty, it tends to hold it back together. Denny got a new a head strap that has a battery wheel and is RGB. Yeah. I fell into my pool with my trackers on. Oh, I am so sorry. I hope they're okay or can dry out at least. That sucks. So the other pizza was pepperoni and mushroom. And I'm not going to lie. I love pizza. I love it. It is something I actually enjoy, but I know I shouldn't have much of. But they were nice, small-looking slices, so I thought, I'll just have 2. I'll just take 2 little slices and see what we can do. I took down the first one without too much problem. I was starting to get a little bit of a cheese funk flavor. Something I normally don't enjoy as much, but I was too much like I wanted to enjoy this. I wanted to make it through this process. So I finished the whole first piece. And it was really salty, like hecka salty. But I made it through. And I was working on my second slice. I got most of the way through the front part, the pointy bit. And I'm like, that cheese funk was getting much more funk. And I don't mean like, blue cheese type funk. More of like, instead of being more mozzarella, more like, why does this taste like American / cheddar mixed in too heavily? There's too much not mozzarella going on, too much flavor that shouldn't be there. And I should have stopped sooner, but I didn't because I'm dumb. But I did stop eating the actual pizza part, turned it around, and I ate the crust off it because I was like, oh, bread unit, that's probably good. Normally, if I choose to eat pizza, I go with a pan pizza or whatever the thickest crust is available. Believe it or not, I can eat those Stouffer's French bread pizzas. No problem whatsoever. At most, I might get a crampy way later. But they're fine because there's mostly bread. This was thin crust. Very greasy and very salty. About an hour later, Javi left because he had to work the next day. So he left right about 7 to go home Sunday night. I took 2 milk pills right away as I was eating the pizza because I'm at least trying to be smart. Trying. Lactose can be a cruel mistress. It really can. Javi left at 7 o'clock. 8:30, I stood up from the bed and I walked into the bathroom. And the removal process began. This was a very, very uncomfortable removal process. It was not. Oftentimes, if I eat something like this and it's causing a problem, I just feel relief as I put back the pizza, that I no longer have the pain in my stomach. This was not the case, for even as some of it had come up, the pain had not gone away. The pain had gotten worse. Not only before this part started had I had the 2 milk pills to try and stop this. And as soon as I started to feel any pain at all, I went and had 2 Pepto pills. So the real solution process normally, I had 2 of those. Normally 1 covers me. I had 2, thinking, this is already in bad space. Hello, random person 100. Welcome to me talking about getting sick at the moment. I apologize you came in at a fun time. I had just eaten pizza in this story. So, the removal process started at 8:30. And it was very, very uncomfortable expulsion. I stayed in the bathroom for I'm not sure exactly how long. I was still in the bathroom for the first load. And then I decided, okay, I calmed it down enough. I'm going to go lay on the bed and see if I can relax a little bit. Maybe calm this whole situation down a lot more. I didn't get to lay on the bed for very long until my body said, oh, that was a 1 out of 10. We're about to go to 11. Headed back to the bathroom and, continued the process. Each removal moment was very, very painful. Very, very painful. I don't normally just say things hurt. I tend to not tell people when I'm in pain. I just deal with it. This was the point of I was starting to get limp at the knees because I was still dealing with this. Couple of trips in and out of the bathroom where I thought I was done. At some point I started just all right, I'm just carrying the trash can out of the bathroom just in case I don't make it. In fact, it stayed by the side of the bed in case I didn't make it through the night. After about 2 hours of the out fun, I finally had stopped making out. And I know I'd gone to at least darn near empty because I outed clear. I didn't know I could ever empty out to the point where I outed clear. But I did. Yeah, that was a crazy episode of that pizza. It was. And then Javi blamed it on the tacos and the pizza as a combination. It was the pizza. It was all the pizza. It was 100% the pizza. It was the pizza, the pizza, the pizza, 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 pizza. Don't sneeze. And then I laid on the bed for about another hour, kind of curled up, till I felt at least somewhat more stable. During this time was what I was hoping to be packing to go home. That didn't happen right then anyway. About 11:30, I finally was feeling stable enough. Took a couple more Peptos just to help alleviate the fact that I was still feeling crampy, but at least I didn't feel like it was coming up anymore. And I did what I needed to, got my stuff packed in my big Stanley, put things into the vac bags, the space bags I'd packed with, and the one laundry bag. Did everything I could to be as packed as possible before going to bed. Still slept with the trash can next to the bed because I didn't know if I was going to make it to the bathroom if something still was happening in the middle of the night. Monday morning, I was still feeling crampy. Like, legit not feeling good. And I'd already took another Pepto in the morning just because I was trying to make the pain go away. It wasn't happening. I went downstairs knowing I needed to eat something because I was about to be driving a car. Put a piece of the one of the sausage patties on one of the biscuits and had a cup of coffee. Ate through about half the sausage biscuit and couldn't eat anymore. Did drink all the coffee. Figured, screw it all, that's good enough. Stage 1 of the trip is not that far. Talked to the front desk. They even said, yes, to load your car, you don't even have to drive up our little ramp of scary. We have a parking ordinance. Pull up in front of the hotel, put your flashers on, and you can load your stuff. I was like, you are awesome. They're like, oh yeah, we wouldn't want to make you walk all your stuff all the way over to the parking garage that you had to use, which was the bus station, which is a over full block away, and then 3 floors up, you'd have to take an elevator to get to where our car was. We've done that most of the time. Now we don't have to, because we're told we don't have to. Brought all our stuff down to the front of the lobby. The 3 people besides me that were still there stood with our stuff. As I went and got the car, we were able to load without a hassle. Not too much of a hassle. It fit. 2 doors shut with pressure. I'm okay with that. They were squishy items. And the final leg of our journey while at Anthrocon is to visit my parents on the way home. It's only about an hour drive to Apollo. In fact, I think we made it there in about 45 minutes. I was really surprised. Super light traffic, no construction on that direction. Fun thing I saw on the way there, the Ames from when I was a kid, which has not been there for a lot of years, is not a Phantom Fireworks. So that's a Phantom Fireworks the size of an Ames, or, well, same as like a Kmart, a Hills, or something of that nature, a Target that's not a super Target, for anyone that needs a comparison. I'm going to head off. Good night, Bacon. Thank you for having fun with us tonight and enjoying my babbling. Successfully got to my parents' house, who immediately wanted to give us snacks to eat, and all I'm thinking is, oh my God, my belly still hurts. You got Diet Pepsi, right? It's caffeine free. I need the caffeine. I had a Diet caffeine-free Pepsi. And some chips or something. They got us a cake for our wedding anniversary, which was July 5th. So that was really nice of them. They said, do you want to take it home with you? I said, literally, there's no place to put it. As Mom was going out to her car later, she's like, yeah, there really was no place for you to put that, was there? Nope. Not a place. Their neighbor came over, who apparently spends a lot of time with my mother and father, hanging out. Apollo's not a very big place, so I don't doubt this. He's actually a really nice guy. Made quick friends with him. Apparently he knows my sister. She's visited with him on previous trips. He also likes Legos, including some of the bigger sets. So we had some stuff to talk about, and he was friendly. His dog came with him. Jake the doggo was very nice. I'm very friendly. After a little while there, we headed off towards Eaton Park on the way back. The one, I don't know exactly where it is. I believe that's off Freeport Road, just north of where Swifty lives. Swifty and Sil live. So we ate at that Eaton Park because it's the one Mom and Dad always like to eat at. And it has easy access to get back on 28 to get down to the turnpike to get us home. Oh, fun bonus fact from when we were coming in. One of the turnpike entrances, the one in Ohio, didn't read our Easy Pass, which is a bumper tag. Probably because I was too close to the minivan in front of us, just probably blocked the sensor. Spit out a ticket. When I got to the other end, I handed the lady my ticket and said, bad day. The machine didn't read our Easy Pass. And she said, you have an Easy Pass? I was like, yep, bumper tag. Oh, she shouted to one of her coworkers, see a bumper tag on that car? He said, yep. Okay, you can go. It was going to be a $2 toll, and I was ready to pay. I had no problem. I had a 20 out. I was ready to hand it to her, and she's like, no, you're good. Oh, go ahead. All you. That was nice of you. Thank you, lady. You were a bonus point on this trip. On the way back, fortunately, it looked like the Easy Pass did read all the way through. No hassles. In fact, we got home nice and smoothly. No contusions. We made good time. Made our usual one stop on the way back. We tend to skip the fill the gas tank up at the Flying J when we're almost home, because I still have way over a quarter tank at that point. I'm like, I'll just fill it up when I go to the grocery store later, which I did this Saturday. So, spoiler, that happened. So, out of the entire trip, on the way home after Eaton Park, we stopped at the Ohio Greeting Station, and the other 4.5 hours home, we just drove it. Didn't stop. Didn't do anything else. We just went from point A to point B. Overall, that was not bad. When we were about an hour from home, I was like, I'm going to make something when I get home because I'm hungry and I have energy. It's going to be 9 o'clock when I get home, by the way. Sun's still barely up because we are on the very end of Eastern time zone. So, yay. I'm like, I'm going to cook dinner. I'm going to make General Tso's chicken. Or I'll make the frozen one. Gas. But worst case scenario, I have a frozen pack in there. I can do that. Good thing I left myself with choice B available. Because by the time we'd unloaded all the things out of the car, just pulled them all out, and we got the rice cooker started. I was like, yeah, I don't feel like actually cutting up chicken. F that. I just made the frozen pack. It was fine. We both enjoyed it. Made a good dinner. I think I had sugar snap peas, a frozen bag of those, so it was a good instant. It's actually the good brand, so it tastes almost like restaurant. And that's how we finished off our convention. Tuesday, we mostly just sat around and recovered. Didn't really do much of anything besides laundry. Did all the laundry, except we still have 2 pairs of feet to wash. But washed all the bodysuits we can wash. All the normal people clothes, all the Under Armour, all of my dresses that I wore, all of that got washed. And is successfully dried, hung up, and dealt with at this point. So all of that's accomplished. Put away most everything we could. And for the most part, we were actually clear by the end of Tuesday, except for I'd left some of the stuff hanging until later in the week to put away some of the dresses and fursuit stuff, because I wanted to make sure it was fully dry. And it's didn't hurt us any to have them hanging where they were. We weren't itching to use the exercise bike or the drying rack in the laundry room, so no one cared. They were out of the way. In fact, I left fans blowing on them. So, yeah. Quite an adventure. We need to get stuff done. Well, I need to get stuff done. Thanks for a great weekend. Thank you again, little Tavy Monk. You were an amazing part of that weekend. I appreciate you again. We all do. And I look forward to seeing you again at the next con. Probably MFF. One thing I definitely accept that's better is trying to pack into the big Stanleys for transport purposes. Not only does it make loading and unloading the car a lot easier, makes the hotel room space a lot easier to deal with. It does make packing a little harder because now you're trying to use effectively a triple-sized tote and fitting things in the way that they're not pressing on other things. Logistics. It takes a little bit more to make this work. But it's not necessarily a bad thing. I just accept that as a necessary evil from this point on. And like most... See you, Tavy. Yeah. Have gun. Yes, give Tavy gun. No problem indeed. Bye, all. I agree, Fopsy. Give Tavy gun. Yes, I know you said men have fun. I've done that enough times myself. I love you. I wasn't making fun. I promise. I love you too. Yay, you love me. I love you lots. I am feline, so I do love. And we learn a lot from every con we go to as far as what snacks we're getting the most eating. Like the beef jerky strips, we saw got eaten more. I'll buy those again for sure. We only went through one box of oatmeal cream pies. I'll only buy one, not the double pack from Sam's Club. Nobody even ate a single fruit bar the whole time we were there. You might get one pack of those. The trail mix tubes, I know a few of those got eaten. Again, worth buying. Will do. No question. And some of the things are basic emergency things that I'll buy one way or the other, like the meal replacement bars, especially for something like MFF, where there isn't as many easily accessible food options. That's probably a smart thing to have. So yeah, I'll probably get another box of those Atkins peanut butter meal replacement bars that we actually like. They probably aren't the healthiest thing for you, but they cover. They make you feel full enough, and they have nutrition enough to get you going. And Wednesday, just to cap off all the fun, because Wednesday was July 5th. And that would be our wedding anniversary. So for said wedding anniversary, we got up and we went to the zoo. Walked around the zoo, had a good time, saw the animals. That was fun. On the way back from the zoo, we stopped at about 3 o'clock at the ramen and sushi place across from the mall. The place that has the really, really good ramen and really, really good sushi. And I ordered too much. I don't care. Because it was our anniversary. And it was still about half of what we paid at Baker Street last year for our anniversary. So I like the food better anyway for that type of food. It hits good. Delicious ramen. Delicious sushi. No question. Heck, I even think I spent less than I expected to there for what I got. So, bonus. No question. Will do again. Yay, zoo. Boo ads. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll wait. Probably about 8:30. 8 minutes and 30 seconds after again. Seems to be when it's hitting. 7 to 8:30 minute mark. I'll have a water while you guys are adding. We're almost done here anyway, at least the story parts. The main story. I was busy getting a water while you did that. No, scroll up. There. Don't lose me. Okay. So, the sushi and ramen was really good again. As I was mentioning, I did get a little too much. I got an eel avocado roll, which is still probably my favorite roll there and everywhere. So, except for possibly Ichiban roll at Chen's in Carlisle, and Kinky Eel at that place, I think it's Akron, where Morphicon used to be. Both of which are really good options. But as a normal roll, eel avocado is usually my top dog. The tuna was okay because it came with cucumber in. That doesn't break a roll for me, but it does add a lot of, I don't really care for it. I'd rather just have had the tuna in there. I had mackerel nigiri because it doesn't come in a roll option, then that's fine. It's delicious. It's a very pungent fish. And I had the roll that surprised me the most. This is one I get oftentimes, and just kind of as a I like it. It's pretty high on my list, but it's not like a make or break for a place normally. The salmon skin roll. I don't know what all they did to this salmon skin roll to make it as awesome as it was, but it was a next level salmon skin roll. It was 6 slices where most of their rolls are 8, but they were like big super rounds. And not only were they big super rounds, they were pretty potent on the inside, and I believe it was bonito shavings on the top of them. So putting this in my mouth was literally like eating a mouthful of umami. It was quite thoroughly 100% flavor. Salmon skin's usually an interesting thing when it comes to this because it's not like, say, a piece of raw or cooked fish in there. It is the skin of the fish that has been crispied. And I think there was cucumber in there. I don't know. I don't care. It didn't affect the taste in any negative fashion for me. So, bully. It was good. It was beautiful. I loved it. It was a moment. We had a moment. Autumn did... Fapsu did get 2 sushi things herself. She got the mackerel nigiri, or the mackerel sashimi, and I believe it was the tuna sashimi, both of which I heard good reviews from on the other side of the table, so that's good. And was that the shrimp yakisoba you had? Yakisoba. So Fapsu had the yakisoba noodles with shrimp. And apparently it was very good too. And besides my sushi, I had the tonkatsu ramen. Now they say don't ever try and make an experience happen twice. Lightning doesn't strike twice. Don't try and make a event be the same way. I wasn't expecting exactly the same as I had the last time. I'll say it wasn't quite as good as the first time I had it, but it was darn near right on the mark of as good as the first time I had it. Because their tonkatsu is on the money. It is beautiful. It is a lovely bowl of soup. Straight from the pork charisu, whatever it's called. There's some kind of mushrooms on there, kale, a little sheet of nori, half soft-boiled egg, which is... I was never a soft-boiled egg person. This is a beautiful soft-boiled egg. It's made of flavor. And then you get to the noodles and the broth under there, and you literally hit a next level. That tonkatsu broth, if you go to a place that makes real tonkatsu broth, you'll know why you're eating it. It's really good. Like pure flavor in liquid form. If you ever get a chance to go to a real ramen place and you have never been before, I highly recommend it. I know we convinced Wild came with us when we ate there the first time, and I'm pretty sure he had a good time too. But that was the end of our vacation phase. Saturday, we worked Thursday and Friday. Saturday, I did the Sam's Club run, got gas. We made steaks yesterday. All in all, it was a good trip. Good overall situation. Need to go back to them again. Yes, you do. Seriously, that bowl of soup is only like $15. And it's filling. You don't even need to get the sushi. I just really like to get the sushi. But you can get full on that freaking bowl of soup. It is just, it's money in a bowl. as a stretch, the soup and 2 sushi items like an order of nigiri and a single unit roll like the eel avocado. That's what I had the first time, and I was spent. I just made it through. This time, I didn't make it all the way through my noodle. I got most of the stuff off the top. And I took back about a cup and a half worth of noodle and broth, which I ate a couple hours later. It even reheats really good. I don't understand it. I put it in the microwave in a soup bowl. The pork was not as good as it was the first time, but after it was heated in the microwave in the broth, it got better again. I'm like, damn, you're good. I melted a second time. So yeah, that was delish. And because we can't not be complaining in this stream about things, I do have something to complain about that's been happening in the last year. No, not about any person. This is a corporation complaint. As of up to January-ish, I was still mostly drinking around almost a whole 2 liter of Diet Cherry Pepsi per day. Stretched out throughout the entire day. Not a whole one. I usually have a little left. Quarter to a third of a bottle left each day. But I'll just say, I was willing to say I'm putting out a Cherry Pepsi. A 2 liter of it. Dayish. And to that point, I was paying about $1.50 normally for it. And I accepted this is my expense. This is my pass. I accept this is something that makes me happy. I'm paying for it. Fine. And I finally was starting to see the prices had gone up a little bit. Like, it's getting about $2 average. I can't keep this up. And so I switched over to just the plain Diet Sam's Choice Cola, which at the time was still under $1 a bottle. That's not the case anymore. As of shopping this last weekend, Coke and Pepsi brand name were right at $3 a 2 liter. They went from $1.50 in January up to $3 now for a 2 liter. $3 is usually what you pay at a sit-down restaurant for a bottomless cup, which, when I'm being smart, I can get through a 2 liter worth at that bottomless cup. Because I'll get there, they'll hand it to me. 1 diet's down, please refill that. 2 diets are down, please refill that. And I can do 3 or 4 of those bad boys. Price and everything been going up. They really have. This is just one example I was really noticing in a short time went wrong. Because the last time I successfully bought my Diet Soda, the Sam's Choice is up to $1.50 a bottle. The Sam's Choice is what I was paying for the brand name. And now the brand name is twice what I'm paying for the Sam's Choice. And this weekend, I went to Sam's Club, which does not sell Sam's Choice sodas for some unknown reason. You'd think that'd be smart and simple, but no. And I went to the Meijer, which is across the street from it, which they don't have a diet store brand. The only thing they had that was even close was Diet Right. And it was $2 a bottle. I've never had it. I'm not going to risk investing in something that's 50 cents more a bottle that I don't know if I want or not. So I just didn't buy any. Currently, my supplies, I'm down to my emergency stash of diet sodas. So hopefully they have some Diet Sam's Choice when I go to the store on Thursday this week. But that's been with a lot of things. Wild is very correct. Between 6 and 8 years ago, I remember for sure, I would go to Walmart, Giant, Meijer, Kroger, wherever, and I could get a pound of... That's me. Not again. Glad there's a nose opening. Don't sneeze again. 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 That's one. That's one. We only need one. Sorry for the pause. Just don't want to sneeze at you anymore. Anyway, I was getting a pound of ground beef of average type, 80-20, for about $2. All locations, every grocery store, every regular place for the standard store or moderate level ground beef. $2, pound, ground 80-20. Now I am lucky to find a pound of 30-70 for $6. Yeah. And I'd often, because I was trying to be thrifty over the last few years, I would 50-50. Because the ground chuck, still the 80-20 up till recently, had been $4 to $5, depending on if there was a sale or not. But the ground turkey had been about $2 a pound still. So I'd get 1 pound of turkey, 1 pound of beef, mix them together, and if you do them together, usually it kind of covers the whole situation up, and you don't get that. For anyone that's tried to go cold turkey, as it were, to doing turkey instead of ground beef, you notice it's a bit more of a dry flavor usually. That tends to cover it up. If you have 50-50 ground beef to ground turkey, you're okay. I also now tried to do that with the Boca. Again, in most circumstances, this does cover. Not in chili, though. Make sure you use the beef in the chili. The Boca does not add a certain oomph that the beef does in that case. But yeah, a lot of things have been getting more and more expensive, and that's really frustrating and painful on the budget. Certainly been noticing the weekly food bill has been getting bigger, even if I'm being more careful and not buying a lot of extra things. And that sucks. And a wild bonus for you, while I was at the Meijer on that side of town, which is the one you normally shop at, I noticed I grabbed myself one sushi. I'm grocery shopping. That is one of the things I usually will get myself as a treat, is either one or two of those sushi things out of the sushi cabinet. They do make them fresh in store, and I actually kind of trust them. They don't smell bad. They don't have that yucky fish feel. The selection at that Meijer is even better than the one on my side of town on the Maysville side. I'm not going to drive 25 minutes to go to get, my groceries just to be able to shop there and get my sushi that's slightly better. But I got to say, that sushi was slightly better. There was more in my box, and it was prettier. I had a pink lady, which is salmon and avocado wrapped in salmon. And there were 10 big ol' slices in there. So it's a double meat roll with 10 pieces, and it was only $12. So it actually was a good value. As far as sushi goes, anyway. In fact, everything in their cabinet looked a lot more quantity of food than the one that I normally shop at. So you're lucky there. Your sushi person has a much better cut. Whew. So yeah, that is a lot of fun. Happy to say nothing about the car is broken. Happy to say we had a good time at the con overall. Even with those things I had to say to complain about, I still say I had a good time, and I have no questions about whether or not I'm going back to there or to MFF this next year. Every time you go and have an experience, your planning does get better. My packing always gets better per con. And my snack packing gets better. You live, you learn. You learn how to use DoorDash at MFF. Things like that. So anyway. The sushi chef there has been making more every time I've been there the last few weeks to greet me. Oh, that is so lucky. Usually I end up shopping late at night at our local one, so that whole area is basically shut down by the time I get there. And I'm just basically going with the, please, dear God, have something that has not got mayo or cream cheese on it. Most of the time I end up winning. That place tends to have at least some tuna or salmon items available that aren't gooped. I would love if they do an eel avocado roll, but I don't see it in the cards. Neither of them seem to have that in their repertoire. Well, I have been literally babbling here for quite a while. Does anyone else have anything they would like to talk about? I'll give you a few moments. Boop-a-doo. And I don't think the plushie is here, but it looks like Nepal's subscription renewed, and thank you again for letting that stick. Really appreciate that. You really do help the channel. It is very good for me. Oh, I thought of something. Financially wise, that is. As of earlier in the week, YouTube did put me in as a partner. I don't get ad revenue yet. I still have to get another 250-ish people to follow my channel. So if any of you know anyone that could follow my YouTube channel, I'd really appreciate it. That really would help. But it does give me the option of doing the crowd-funded options, like the subscription-y type thing there, like similar to Twitch subscriptions, only the YouTube variant. And it actually gives me the option on that site to do the perk of giving videos ahead of time to people that are subscribed. So I can do that. I haven't got anything up there yet because this just started over the last week, and I haven't finished all the things they want me to do, including making a intro video for my partner stuff. And I'm like, I wasn't ready for this. I didn't have time to deal with this yet. I was busy. I'll do that when I get a chance. But that's good news. So I'm not telling you all you need to pay me here, there, and everywhere, but just it's an option. It's come up. If anyone wants to support my channel and help me keep making better content for all of you, these are great ways to do so. And yes, when things like that happen and people actually do pay, it does encourage me to try harder and do better, because it no kidding, obviously it makes you feel like someone's paying attention. And of course here you pay for the subscription, you don't have to see ads. There you pay for the subscription, you get videos early. So if you want to help the channel, these are ways to help. So I'll have that rolling here in the next couple of weeks with actual things to look at ahead of schedule. I already have videos recorded. So I have to go through the process of uploading them and putting the info with them and stuff. It's not instantaneous. There is effort into that. That's why I usually do them only a few days before they actually go live. So yeah, today was a day, this was a week, that was a fun. And we'll be playing more Cult of the Lamb on Wednesday, so if you'd like to come and join me, I'm thinking about starting early, starting at 7 instead of 8. If you want to join earlier, because I only stopped last time because it was after 11 and I knew I had to be in bed by midnight and I needed to, wind down after I was done streaming. So take that in consideration. If I can start earlier, you might get more fun. Anywho, I guess that's about all the fun. Let's see who. Oh, and we have a Discord now. I haven't put a link to it in my my doodly-doo yet. I will do that here shortly. But Autumn, Fopsy Woo set Discord up for the two of us to use for our Twitch channels. So thank you very much, my lovely Fopsy. You're very awesome for that. I don't know what all we're going to do, but you have a space there to talk and discuss and have fun. Find me and or Fopsy. Fopsy also has their own Twitch channel and has been very productive. And as of this last week, popped over to being an affiliate. Super fast, made it all the way to affiliate. Playing some Foxy game so far, and not sure what game she's going to be playing next, but we'll find out tomorrow. And I'm really proud of that, Fopsy, for doing so good, both at becoming an affiliate so quickly and for taking care of making us a Twitch server or a Discord server, because Discord kind of gives me the first time I turned it on, I got the shakes. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I turned it on. I'd already apparently joined 4 different people's channels, and it just like channels with rooms upon rooms and places, and I was like, I don't know, and I had to close it right away. I have come past that, but wow, yeah, there's a lot going on Discord. So if you want to join it, there is the link. I will be adding that to my Twitch channel here sooner or later here because I am slow. Not gonna lie, I am not perfect at get around to all the things. I work 8 hours a day, and I do this. I record YouTube videos. I don't always have time to do more, but I try. I really do try. And I appreciate my Fopsy, who does do a good job of helping with the stuff. So, let's see who we want to bother today. Who do I want to bother that's in my list? And who haven't I bothered recently? I have a hard time paying attention to Discord, but I have it open on my phone. It's about it for me, too. People IM me, that's how I know they talk to me. I just figure things like that out. Yeah, you're smart. I am not the smart in that case. Fopsy, give me a number between 1 and 3.
Go with 3.
Lucky number 3 it is. All right, that picked who we were going to raid. Da-da-da. Now to pull up this little keyboard. Boop. There they are. We are going with one of mine and Fopsy's quite oldest friends from cons. And we'd known on Second Life and a few other places. And he just happens to be streaming at the moment. So give that Neverminty a hug for all of us. Let him know Caddie sent you. I appreciate you spending time with me again. I hope you had a good time here. Don't forget I stream on Mondays and Wednesdays. I think I'm going to move the Wednesdays up to 7 p.m. just to get it going. And And as long as I have a game I can keep going on, I'll probably keep going till 10 like I have been. Mondays being chat from 7 till question mark. Like tonight, we went well past question mark. We went well past 9. I actually have it listed at only till 8 p.m., but I just go as long as I go. I just do what I do. Anyway, thank you all again for spending time with me. I hope you're all having a lovely evening, and I'll see you all again Wednesday. Don't forget, Fopsy is streaming on Tuesday as well, so go bother that Fopsy. And we'll see you all soon. Bye for now. Noise on. Bye for now.
Hello, Cat Pig. Hello. Cat Pig, my darling, my dear, how do you do? Oh, look at the VR chat. Do you have it all? Playing a little bit. Yes, I'm here playing Shifting Takes Two with poor quality, amazing, well, not little, Rolf, Rolf, Cat Pig, how is VR chat? Thank you for the follow. Shit, wrong button.
Oh.